This off-the-shelf CNC costs 5 times less than my DIY CNC. So why does it still make sense for most people? I wanted to properly test the DIY CNC I built a couple months ago, but to truly know what it's capable of, I needed something to compare it to. Wizmaker reached out and asked me if I wanted to try their Artisan 01. Those two machines are not in the same category, not in size, not in power, and definitely not in price. And this is exactly what makes this comparison interesting. I'm giving this Artisan 01 CNC machine to one of my European subscribers, so stick around till the end to find out how to enter. But before we start cutting anything, I know it's not optimal to use the drill press vise screwed in plywood to make precision parts. For sure. The comments were right, and I was actually waiting for this monster to arrive. This is a 13 kilogram precision ground CNC vise. And I also had to machine this thick aluminum plate to mount it properly, with locating grooves so the vise sits in exactly one position and is perfectly aligned with the CNC machine. I had to design and 3D print custom fit since the machine now sits a bit higher and got a proper set of parallels. Work holding is part of the machine, and it contributes just as much to rigidity as the frame itself. So this new setup should definitely improve part quality. This replaces that old flimsy setup with something actually rigid. Now my DIY CNC has been improved and is ready for testing, time has come to unbox and set up the Artisan 01. The Wizmaker comes very well packaged, and setup is exactly what you'd expect from an entry-level CNC. The gantry comes pre-assembled and takes just 8 screws to mount to the frame. Plug in the electronics and you're basically ready to go. In about 30 to 40 minutes, this thing is fully assembled and ready to cut. This is what beginner-friendly actually looks like. To summarize, the Wizmaker Artisan 01 is a 28 kilogram machine. It has a 40 by 40 by 9 centimeter work area, a 300 watt spindle equipped with an ER11 collet, which spins up to 12,000 RPM. It uses trapezoidal screws, which is not as good as ball screws you can find on my DIY CNC, but I mean, for the price, you get what you pay for. And there's also a force axis that's available as an option. In 3 words, it's compact, lightweight, and affordable. And for the price tag of just 600 euros, it's actually pretty well built. Now, the DIY CNC is a completely different story. This is the machine I designed and built from the ground up. It's roughly $4,000 in components. It is oversized, rigid, and built to machine metal. It's weeks of design, parts machined on the other side of the world, in China, wiring, debugging. This is definitely not a plug-and-play machine, but you get total control over the design and the performance, and you're also able to upgrade it as much as you like. Everything here has been built around several goals. It has to be rigid, it has to be easy to ship worldwide, and it has to be easy to assemble, so anyone who wants to build it with some knowledge can do it. The bill of materials will be released in the coming videos. Let's start with wood cutting tests. This is where the Artisan 01 really shines in its comfort zone. It's able to perform clean cuts with a smooth motion and quiet operation. For signs, decorative parts or furniture, it does a great job. Now, my DIY CNC cuts wood effortlessly. It's complete overkill, but it's fast. Both machines handle plastic pretty well. The difference mostly comes down to speed and rigidity. I see you coming in the comments. Yes, the Wizmaker can cut aluminum, but you have to take it slow, with shallow passes and conservative feeds. It works, but it requires you to be patient. Metal machining is where my DIY CNC pulls ahead completely. With its overpowered spindle and rigidity, it's able to machine very good and consistent quality parts. To remember this part, with the new vise, it has come out even better. One area where the Wizmaker wins is the addition of the fourth axis. Rotary curving opens the door to a lot of creative projects. My DIY CNC doesn't have one yet, but with a bit of design effort, it should be easy to implement. These two machines are not meant to compete. They solve very different problems. The Wizmaker Artisan 1 is perfect if you want a beginner-friendly CNC for woodworking and creative projects, with a compact and affordable setup. On the other hand, my DIY CNC is perfect for you if you want real aluminum machining with great rigidity and power and full control over your machine with unlimited upgrade potential. I am giving this Wizmaker Artisan 1 CNC machine to one of my European subscribers because it's a great entry point and I want to see it actually used. To enter, like this video, subscribe and leave a comment telling me where you're from and what you would build with this machine. The winner will be announced in the next video, where I will share my trip to China and release the bill of materials for my DIY CNC.